You remember Nokia as the phone that ruled the world and then lost it. But that's just one chapter. Because Nokia is 160 years old, and it began by making something with no battery, no screen, and no signal at all: paper. By the end of this, you'll know the real story of Nokia, and it's not the story of a company that died. Stay to the end, because the phone empire everyone remembers wasn't Nokia's beginning or its end. It was just its most famous life. For a while, Nokia was the mobile phone. Indestructible little bricks, that ringtone, that game with the snake. In 1998, it passed Motorola to become the best-selling phone brand on Earth, and near its peak, it held about 40% of the entire global market. And then it fell, famously and fast, missed the smartphone, made a doomed bet, and sold its phone business off. Most people think that's where the story ends. It's barely the middle. Because to understand Nokia, you have to go back a full century before the first phone, to a river in Finland. Nokia was founded in 1865 by a mining engineer as a pulp mill, a factory making paper. It's named after the Finnish river where it built a second mill for the water power. That's the origin, not phones, paper. And it didn't stop there. Over the decades, Nokia became an electricity company, then a rubber company, making boots and tires, then a cable company. One firm, quietly becoming whatever the age demanded. In 1967, those businesses merged into one Nokia corporation, with 4 arms: paper, rubber, cable, and a small new one, electronics. And that little 4th arm was about to eat the whole company. In the late 70s and 80s, Nokia pushed into radios and networks, then mobile phones. The Nordic countries built the world's first international cellular network, and Nokia was right there: car phones, then handsets. So think about the leap. The same company that once pressed wood into paper and molded rubber into boots was now making the most advanced consumer gadget on the planet. It had shed its skin completely more than once. And when phones eventually collapsed under it, Nokia did the one thing it had always done. It changed again. Here's what the Nokia died story gets wrong. Nokia didn't die when the phones did. It sold the handsets, took the blow, and pivoted straight into building the telecom networks that carry everyone else's phone calls. The company you thought was dead is running the infrastructure behind your signal right now. Because Nokia was never really a paper company, or a rubber company, or a phone company. Those were just costumes. Its actual 160-year-old skill is outliving its own identity, dying as one thing and being reborn as another over and over. Paper, rubber, cable, phones, networks. Same name, 7 different companies. So the lesson isn't Nokia lost. It's that the businesses that last aren't the ones that win a single era. They're the ones willing to abandon everything they were the moment the world moves on. Nokia has been doing that since before the telephone was even invented. Now, to be fair, I don't want to make the fall sound painless. The phone collapse was brutal and honestly avoidable. Nokia missed the smartphone, made a doomed bet on the wrong software, and tens of thousands of people lost their jobs. Nokia just pivots is too tidy. Some of those reinventions were forced by disaster, not brilliant foresight, and today's Nokia is a quieter, smaller profile company than the giant of 2007. It also survived partly because it was so deeply woven into Finland's whole economy that it had the strength to take the hit. The real lesson isn't a smooth master plan. It's that reinvention is powerful, but it's usually survival through pain. So, Nokia began in 1865 as a paper mill, became rubber, then cable, then the world's biggest phone maker, and when that empire fell, it reinvented itself yet again into telecom networks. It didn't die. It shed its skin like it always has. The next time someone says whatever happened to Nokia, you'll know it's still here. It's just wearing its 7th disguise. Send this to whoever thinks Nokia is long gone. And subscribe, because next, why does your Wi-Fi share a frequency with your microwave oven? The answer is a story about the most valuable garbage in the world.